Thank you for watching our video. This is Jimmy Wu from Prowork Pacific Inc, your licensed architect. So before we start our today's topics, do us 4 things again. Okay, give us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe. And also subscribe is free. It doesn't cost you a penny. And also share this link, share this story with your friends. So then the platform will know that our video will benefit a lot of people and will distribute to more people. And also, if you subscribe us, then in future you will not miss our other videos. Okay, today to talk about these topics, we talk about building code. Building code sometimes you're using some difficult word or like the language-wise is kind of not easy to understand. So in the market, there is some books called a building code commentary. Right? Comment means they have the interpretation about the building code. Right? Today, I want to share another commentary with you guys. It is not the building code commentary. It's a commentary to one of our news. Last 2 weeks, okay, a lot of people see this news about DPP. Okay, talk about DPP will have like some operational change and kind of like providing like very excited resolution to the DPP, so then everybody will be happy, right? Because I have got my friends, architects, even other third-party reviewer, they call, or some homeowner call. Hey Jimmy, I see this. I watch this news. Or is it means we will be improved? We are done. We're good. So today I want to try to help everybody to read this through this news and try to give some commentary, read something in between the lines. This link, we have the link is to the to the news. So if you have never watched that news yet, you can click the link and you can link to the news and you'll read that. And also today I'm not going to go through read the whole news, but I will pick several paragraphs. So mention about what does it mean, because Dean Uchida, the director, have been interviewed on this news, and he's saying something like what he gonna do with DPP, and I would like to share with people, share with you guys. Now, in the third paragraph, okay, Dean Uchida, the director, he mentioned it about right now DPP currently operates with a 25% staff shortage. So, and he said the department plans to take on 160 new workers over the next few years, right? And then he will have 2 phases. Maybe soon he will have 80 vacancy, and then create another 80 additional new positions in the future. Now, this is very exciting things, right? 160 people, new people. But think about this, right? He didn't say how long it's gonna take, how many years it's gonna take. Think about that, right? So many people. Imagine in building department. Now, if you have been to building department, DPP, on the first floor, which is their, plan review branch on first floor. Right now, I think the maximum can sit is 30 people, 40 people, right? Which they have now, total. But think about if they gotta hire these 80 people soon, and then 80 people more, then where are we gonna sit them? Yeah, where are we gonna put this here? So does DPP gonna have a new building? Find office building? I believe that if they didn't hire that many people, they have to find some place to put these people, the cubicle, right, office, and make that work, right? Now, and talk about this, we know that now. When I say that, you will know it takes time. It's not just say you hire some people and they can start work right away. You gotta have all this set up first before you can hire these people to work, right? So this is something that our director didn't say that, didn't mention, but there is something behind. When he want hire these 160 people, where are we gonna put them, and how long to put these people, right? How long to get this set up and can hire people. Okay, so the part you think about that, right? And then also in another paragraph, right, he talked about, this is some numbering, okay? Mentioning about 20,000 submission per year, which is about 1,700 application, the permit application every month right now. That's how many permits right now application, in DPP. And that's why he really described it, the backlog situation. How many people they have? Because the next paragraph he mentioned that he has 2 mechanical, 2 electrical, and 5 building inspector. Plan examiner, 9. And they're looking at 1,700 permit every month. New application doesn't not even included, the turnaround when they give comment and turn around to get review again, right? So there's a lot, and we can see that how the backlog coming up, right? And then interesting things are they have been this for 10 year decades, have only like 9 people, right? 2 electrical, 2 mechanical, and only get 5 building plans reviewer. And now we're looking at what the director said. He got from increase these 9 people to 160. And then think about how long we can hire that many people from 9 to 160, and you get these people qualified, right? Trained to be qualified to do plan review. So this, how long it takes? 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, right? So this is another, he didn't talk about that in details. Okay? He just said, okay, this is something will happen. Okay, he planned to happen. And then also is for the paragraph, in the paragraph that he mentioned about like third-party review. Now in this part, the director has mentioned that, sounds like how to get third-party review is we don't know. We have no document why they make the decision. And he said the third-party problem was a way to allow the review of plans for code compliance, but shift the cost to the applicant. And also in the following paragraph, the way he explained is kind of like, now we're having problem with third-party review. Okay, that's why he got to start in auditing. Okay, on the paragraph 11, he say, they have auditing process, but because this process is prolonged the permit delay, so that's why he say he will suspend the auditing in July. But interesting thing is here, for last 10, 15 years after we have third-party review, now we gotta ask this question is, do we have any issue with third-party review? I thought what happened was when we have third-party review, the third-party reviewer helped the DPP to process their permit process review, and actually we help them out to stream down the permit process. And so far, in my mind, there is no big problem or lawsuit caused by third-party reviewer. That means they have issued some wrong permit, and then the wrong permit make the building build and then cause major like fire, accident, and because of third-party reviewer, right? So in this part, I don't understand why the director sounds like he say, because this backlog, this thing is caused by third-party reviewer, and he's trying to make it like third-party reviewer. You guys may making big problem to the DPP. But to my eyes, it actually doesn't seem like the third-party review have make a big problem to DPP because, and being this last like 15 years, right? We don't get that many problems as these last couple of years, with DPP. In fact, after we have third-party review, DPP permit backlog is way less, drop down to very low number. DPP backlog is getting serious in last few years, right before COVID-19. We're starting this backlog in 2018, 19, 20, and start getting worse and worse and worse. But third-party review, this program we're starting in 2004. So from this all 2004, 2018, we do not, have any problem with the backlog issue until 2018. So it seems like to me and when director pushed this to TPR, it doesn't really relate to what we're having with problem with DPP right now. But when he said that, one thing he really mentioned is good. And which is very good news is the auditing, right? They start the auditing last year. And I have another video talk about that, right? They try to audit our, third-party review project, and then now he say, because this review, prolong the permitting delay. Definitely we see that because if there is 1,600 or 1,700 permit every month, and DP, the plan reviewer, you try to review their side project and also review our side after we approve, and you try to review our side permit again. Definitely will take so long time, right? In fact, the auditing takes about 2 months, for auditing for one project. So then that's why if you prolong the permit of the issuance, right? That's why he said he got suspended them in July. Now this is interesting thing. He used suspended them in July. Now, he doesn't say terminate. He just says suspend. Now, suspend means something that it can come back. Means he might suspend it in July, but DPP can, anytime they want, he can resume it in August, resume it back in September. Now, this is open, so don't get too happy too soon. Some people tell me, oh, okay, good, we don't have audit, but I look at that. He just says suspend in July. He doesn't say terminated from July, right? There's a two different way to say it. If you terminate it from July, that means you will not have it since from July, then you don't. But if you just suspend, that means anytime DPP, if they feel it, they need it, they come back, they can audit again. So we don't know that, but we only know is in July, then they don't have it, okay? And then have another paragraph, okay? But they say, okay, we think we give a message to the, to the third party so they perform better work. Now, that is coming back to the issue again is how many problems we have with TPL, right? I mean, does TPL do a bad job in previously and it caused so much trouble? In here, sounds like he tried to say, oh, because TPL, you guys do a bad job and that's why I make this power to the DPP. So now we do this auditing, make all these changes is because to TPL caused it, right? But in here, I don't see actually any related here because, like I say, TPL being from 2004, all the way to 2018, and which is run very good, and DPP doesn't have that much backlog until 2018. So in this, sounds like they say because TPL, they're doing causing problem. But myself, I don't see there's really necessary related, right? Okay, another one, okay. Good thing is about the pre-screen. Okay? Pre-screening is a big issue right now. Okay, pre-screen time. I have another email mentioned. Another video talking about the pre-screen time is 106 days. To get the pre-screen, and if they give you comment, you gotta correct it and take another 106 days. And if you get more comment, you get come back again and get another 106 days. So 3 months, 3 months. I have get somebody told me of their e-plan hanging in stuck in e-plan in pre-screen for 9 months and never move. They cannot route to anywhere, going nowhere, right? So that is something that right now is DPP having real issue too. And then director, he said, okay, they are planning to enlist, to using artificial intelligence, AI, to do that. So this is very good things. But again, same question, we don't know when. Okay, we don't know when it's gonna happen. But hopefully that's soon. Okay, that will happen soon. Okay, and then also from the news, I also interview Waters, the one of our council member, and then he making some good points too, and I would like to share with you. Okay. In one of the paragraph when Walter mentioned is that, he said Walter's concerned about what he calls the archaic pay scale. That means the old pay structure from DPP. Now, a lot of people knows that the city, the pay rate, has been set for a long time. They have their own structure. So, he suggests, he thinks that is paying too low, for a bench checker. Because you gotta pay them to, good enough pay to make them work, right? So he making this suggestion. I think it's good, you're making a higher pay to employee, and that's why you can hire, more qualified people. And this is also related to one of the comment he made, right? He said, we really should be professionalizing these positions, okay? Because he does have a concern, okay? He said, if you are not making enough money to survive and you are in charge of reviewing plans for projects that are in the hundreds of $1,000s, right? It means if you're getting so low pay and if you have the power, right, to control this permitting, for $100,000 more multi-hundred or $1 million project permitting, then he got a concern. So which is I think related to the the case we have, which last year federal have get 6 staff from city get charged for bribe case, right? But getting taking bribe. So I think that's what we're concerned. Yeah, you don't get enough pay, right? And then that's why when you see this, you have the power on hand to control this permit, then makes it a chance for people like getting bribe from outside people, from homeowner, from business owner, or so forth. right? So he said, give them a raise, is one way to, hire qualified people. And also, one thing he mentioned good is professionalizing. That means, make these people qualified to review plans. Now this, and in behind what he said, he revealed a fact or the situation we have right now. Currently, DPP, they hire those so-called, plan examiner. Basically, the qualification is just regular degree. You don't even need to have a bachelor degree. I think you need a high school diploma, then you can apply the position. And interesting thing is that's why the pay rate is not that high. Okay, because the position to them is very low position. But the issue is, how do you expect right now? Okay, you're paying this pay rate and then hire these people have no experience, no background about building code, about engineer, about architecture, about construction. And you hire these people, basically you're hiring like almost a high school student, right, to come to your counter, and over the counter you train them for 3 months or even 6 months. And then you put them on the position to start reviewing, some architect, engineer who have their whole life, 20, 30 years doing architectural drawing, doing engineer drawing. And you expect you hire these people, training at 6 months training, and he have better knowledge on building code, energy code, structural, everything else. I mean, that is something that is really in a, something situate when the current situation is, right? I think Walter brings a good thing is, are these people considered professional, or are they qualified as a professional to review plans? Now, there is some concern right now. Architects, they have this question, right? If you have this person doesn't have any background and he only being trained on over the counter for 6 months, and you expect this person now start getting better than a 20 years, 30 years architect engineer knowledge on building code and so forth. This is something that, what do you expect? If you want to these people can be professional, that means you gotta get certain pay to pay professional come into this position. Because if you want to train one person have no background to become professional, we know that is not a 6 months thing gonna happen. It takes years, right? Architect, I'm not just taking a short course in school, right? And then I become architect, right? I'm taking my 5 years bachelor program from, university. And then I'm taking years of, working experience. And I took all this exam, right? The professional exam. And I pass all those. Then I become professional with the license. That we call professional. Professional means actually you're licensing. You're not licensed architect. You are just a draftsman. You are not professional at all. Make sense, right? That is how we consider professional. Mean you are licensed to practice. So in here, if I'm a professional licensed, architect, I expect somebody to review my drawing should be professional too. But if these people they are only trained for 6 months or a year, and DPP expect them to become the professional, that is really hard. And with the pay rate, they have to get the qualified people to be this position. So that is something that really hard for city, director. Even when director, you hire 160 people. Are they 160 people architect, engineer, or they just 160 people like high school grad, and then come into and you train them to be professional, right? So this is something a good point. I think a really good point from from Waters to bring that out. You need to some professional, or otherwise how do you control this quality? And last, also director, this news mentioned that director said this is a ongoing situation, it's being addressed, and then he said, imagine that researching each situation takes time. Okay, this is very good, right? Director saying, hey, it takes time, right? We have been hearing it from many times from different mayors, different directors. They always say, okay, we are helping, we are working on it, right? But it takes time, okay? How long it takes? We take Hawaii times. What is Hawaii times? Means when it comes, it comes. Okay, we don't know. When it comes, it comes. That is called take times in Hawaii. Okay, so again, but one thing is good is in the meanwhile, at least something director give us a definite time. He said he want to launch the robot technology. That means you got to use AI, try to use the AI to do the pre-screen by the summer, by the end of summer. I hope Hawaii is 4 season summer. just joking, right? So sometime we know that it's about like September, right? August, September. And now is July. Now we'll try to see, we'll see that, will that, the AI launch, by August, by September. And also he said the new application system, the e-plan system, right, will be in place by the end of the year. So in this, we hope that DPP will have this system ready by the end of this year. Now, this is what when I read the news, that is something, I can read it between lines. And a lot of people, when they first time read the news, they felt very excited. Here to tell them, not getting too excited yet, okay, until we see this happen. Today, I'll just stop in here. If you have any comment, okay, give us a like, give us a comment, and don't forget, subscribe us and share with your friends. Thank you very much.